16. At the Edge of the World. The Arrival. As soon as Eric had said these words, they all turned and saw blackness in the sky, and all the time the roaring got louder and louder, and the sea started running faster and faster, until it was running like some vast river towards the edge of an unimaginable waterfall. "To the oars!" cried Eric, and his men seized their oars and rowed with all their might. But it made not a scrap of difference. "We shall be swept over the edge without any doubt," thought each man to himself. Then Ragnar Forkbeard shouted out to Thorkild, "Thorkild, what lies beyond the edge of the world?" But Thorkild just bent his head to his oar and shrugged. So Ragnar Forkbeard called out to Eric, "Eric, what lies beyond the edge of the world?" But Eric just bent his head to his oar and shrugged. Then Ragnar Forkbeard turned to the rest and yelled above the roaring of the waters, "Does anyone know what lies beyond the edge of the world?" But they all just bent their heads to their oars and shrugged. Then Ragnar Forkbeard yelled out with all his strength, for the roaring of the waters were growing louder every second. "Then why are we so afraid, since we do not know what there is to be afraid of?" At this, Thorkild turned to Ragnar Forkbeard and said, "That is often the very thing that people are most afraid of, Ragnar Forkbeard." And he too put his head down and rowed. But Ragnar Forkbeard cried out, "Throw me that rope." "What use will that be?" said Sven the Strong, and would not move from his oar. So Ragnar Forkbeard leapt across the ship and seized the rope himself. "What are you doing, Ragnar Forkbeard?" cried Eric. "We need everyone to bend his back to his oar." But Ragnar Forkbeard did not reply. He tied a loop in the rope and threw it strong and true so that it landed around a rock that was sticking up in the sea like a dragon's tooth, and immediately the rope went taut, and the ship stopped while the waters swirled past towards the edge of the world. When everyone realised what had happened, they put up their oars and hung their heads, and Eric said, "Look at us. We were all so filled with the fear of the unknown that we did not look for ourselves, and we did not see that rock that sticks up out of the sea like a dragon's tooth. Ragnar Forkbeard alone kept his head." "But we are not saved yet," replied Ragnar Forkbeard. "We cannot stay here tied to this rock for the rest of our lives." "What shall we do?" cried the rest of Eric's men, while the sea hurtled past the boat, tearing and buffeting the wooden vessel. "We will do the only thing we can," replied Eric. "We shall pay a visit to the edge of the world."